You will not hear this information from your accountant. You want to hear it from your financial planner, and you will not hear it from your banker. Why? Because your accountant, while they were getting their degree, learning how amortization works and how to defeat it was not part of their class. Can you imagine that? How loans actually work is not part of the accountant's class. The financial planner, not part of their class either. And the banker, my goodness, let me tell you about bankers. And listen, some of my best friends are bankers. Listen, I'm trying to tell you that when it comes to bankers, okay, they're employees of the bank. And their true title is salespeople. They sell bank products. When we use the term banker, you begin to think that they are skilled and trained in the ways of banking. No, they're skilled and trained in the ways of selling bank products. The bankers, the ones who own the bank, they understand how loans work, but guess who they don't teach? They don't teach their employees, because if they taught what we're going to talk about today, the word would get out. Guess who else it will not teach what you're going to learn today? Not because I have anything against them. It is because the P.I.L.L method is a proprietary system, and we own the copyright to the information. Therefore, it is impossible for Dave Ramsey to teach what we're talking about because he doesn't have the P.I.L.L method system. I'm not saying what he does doesn't work. Obviously, it works, but it's not the P.I.L.L method. All right. Susie Orman does what she does, and obviously she's very successful at it, but it's not the P.I.L.L method. Why? Because we own the copyright to that. Jean Chatzky from NBC. Oh, listen, she's doing what she does, and she's being famous. She's on TV, all right? And Larry Burkett. All these people do well in their areas, but it is not the P.I.L.L method. And there's a reason why we want to separate the P.I.L.L method from everything else, okay? So the ability to read and defeat an amortization schedule is not taught at any level of financial education. And that's where we want to be, folks. How to read and how to defeat an amortization schedule. That's where we want to be. So here's what we're talking about, folks. P.I.L.L stands for Prepayment of Principal. And let's talk about that for just a couple of seconds. Prepayment of Principal. Most people know that they can pay extra on a loan any time they choose. Most people know that. But guess what? The bank has never sent you a receipt saying, by paying extra on this loan, you know that you have saved time and you have saved interest, but the bank has never sent you a receipt and telling you, here's how much time and here's how much interest you saved. What? We pay extra on the loan. We're supposed to get something for that, meaning time savings and interest savings. But the bank has never issued you a receipt telling you how much interest you saved. Listen, let me ask you something. The last time you went to the grocery store or the last time you went to a department store and you got something on sale, when you received your receipt, I mean, right then and there, at the bottom of that receipt, didn't it tell you how much money you saved by getting these things on sale? Listen, folks, if your grocery store can do it, if your department store can do it, why isn't your bank, credit card, or finance company doing it, telling you how much interest you're saving when you pay extra? They can, but they're not. We're going to find out why that is. So prepayment of principal is important because you need to know for every dollar you pay on principal, you need to know how much interest you saved. That is important. Now we're going to talk about isolating the principal amount. That means how much money are we paying on our debt? When are we paying it? Which loan do we attack? Listen, this thing boils down to doing things in the right month, on the right day of the month, and attacking the right loan with exactly the right amount of money to the penny to optimize your interest savings. Optimize interest savings? Yeah. Listen, we can actually find out for every dollar you put on principal, extra dollar you put on principal, we can figure out how much interest you're saving per dollar. And for instance, let's just say you can save $4 in interest for every dollar you apply in principal. Let's just say, okay? Let's say that's optimum. By doing something else other than the optimum move, you don't know when it goes to $3.75 per dollar. And because we don't know, then we don't know how to get the biggest bang for our buck. Listen, folks, if you could get $4 for every dollar you apply, should you ever accept $3.75 or $3.50? Should we be okay with saving something when we could save the most possible? Oh my goodness. Listen, leverage. Oh my goodness. I love this idea of leverage. Have you ever used a pulley system? I mean, listen, if you attach the right pulley system to a 1,000-pound engine block, a 12-year-old girl one-handed can lift a 1,000-pound engine block with the right pulley system. That's what leverage is all about. What we're talking about, folks, is taking a small amount of money, leveraging it to kill a huge amount of interest you don't have to pay. This is why it's important that you don't learn how to read an amortization schedule. You know, years ago, it was illegal to teach slaves how to read. You know, what if, because the slaves outnumbered the slave owners, what if the slaves actually learned how to read and only one slave picked up a book on military tactics? What a difference we'd have in this country today. Come on, folks. That's what we're talking about, okay? What we need is to learn how to read an amortization schedule, because the Bible says the borrower is slave to the lender. And how do we keep slaves? Keep them slaves? Keep them from learning how to read an amortization schedule. So we're going to understand leverage so that we can know what is the smallest amount of money I can use to kill the largest amount of interest per dollar applied. I'm telling you, once you know that, all bets are off. You can borrow money at a deep discount, then take the savings you have and then invest that money.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L. method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.